Hello everyone, it's Izzy. Welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we are going to be ranking book tropes. Our tiers, we've got God tier. These are like hands down, I will read this book. I will probably read it in like 2 days or less. I will not stop thinking about it. Then we've got I love it. I won't obsess over it, but I'll really enjoy it. And then there's depends how it's written. I feel like it could either be really good or it could be really bad, depending on the author, honestly. And we've got meh, which is like, okay, I'm not gonna avoid it. I'm not gonna avoid the book because it has this trope in it, but like I'm not actively seeking it out either. And then we've got avoid, which is like, no, I will not be reading this. The first trope we've got bad boy slash good girl. Okay. The first thing that's popping into my head is after. Like I like it. Like I feel like it depends on how it's written, you know? Like it could be really good. It could be really good. It has potential, but it could also be really cliche and stupid. So, yeah. Next up, we have friends with benefits to lovers. Okay, hands down, god tier trope. This is literally my favorite trope ever. Friends with benefits or enemies with benefits. I don't know why. Why do I love this trope so much? If it has this in it, I will be reading the book and I will probably finish the book in less than 2 days. I will think very highly of the book, even if the book is very poorly written. Moving on. Slow burn. Slow burn, god tier. Love it. Nothing to say much about that. If you don't like slow burn, I mean, I'm not judging you, but like, how? Like, don't get me wrong, it's extremely hard to read sometimes because you're just like, let them kiss. But at the end of the day, when it's fulfilled, when the slow burn is fulfilled, it is everything. It is so worth it. Okay. Grumpy Sunshine. I don't want to say it's god tier because I wouldn't go out of my way to read a Grumpy Sunshine book. But when it has Grumpy Sunshine, I do love it. And I do really love that dynamic, especially when it's like reverse Grumpy Sunshine or when the girl is the grumpy and the boy is the sunshine. I don't know. Maybe I just really want a sunshine boyfriend. I don't know. Teacher student. Ugh. Ugh. Avoid. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't know. There's something like really uncomfortable about the power imbalance of teacher student romances. Even if it's not like high school student and teacher and it's like college aged, grad student aged, whatever, there's still a power imbalance. There is still something about the it I don't like it. I don't like it. No shade if you do, unless you like high school student and teacher, in which case some shade to you. Right person, not enough time. Ugh, ouch. Okay. It's very angsty. As much as I'm like I don't like reading it like while I'm reading it, I also love it while I'm reading it because it makes me feel something. I wouldn't say I go out of my way to read it though, so I'm gonna put it in I'll love it. I don't go out of my way to read it, but typically when I read it, it's good. It's good. Okay, next up, single parent. Meh. That goes in meh. It's just I'm not gonna avoid it. It's not something that I'm actively like, no, I will not read this. Strangers to lovers. Strangers to lovers. Aren't all romances strangers to lovers? Unless it's like, yeah, I guess friends to lovers or enemies to lovers is different, but like you always start out as strangers in some way, right? I don't even know where I would put this. I guess it depends on how it's written. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would need some examples. I think it's fine. I can't even like conceptualize it. I don't know. Bully romance. Oof. Okay. Ooh, I'm torn on this one. I'm really torn on this one because the first thing that comes to my mind is the Cruel Prince. And I love the Cruel Prince. But the thing about the Cruel Prince is there wasn't a power imbalance between them. Like there technically was, like there should have been because one character is a magical fairy and one is a human. So there should be a power imbalance, but like the way it was written, oh, also one's royalty and one's not. Like, yeah, but like the way it's written, she didn't give up her power. Like she held on to it, and so it sort of worked out. I feel like in a lot of bully romances, that power imbalance can be a lot more evident, and I don't like that. And it also depends on how mean the bully is. Like how mean are we talking? Because like if you're actively trying to like hurt this person, it's kind of like why is there romance there? But I think it can work and it can work really well. So I'm gonna say depends on how it's written. Okay, moving on. Friends to lovers. Oh, friends to lovers. I love friends to lovers. I love childhood friends to lovers. I love best friends to lovers. I love enemies to lovers. But there's something about friends to lovers that always gets me. I don't want to put it in God tier though, because it's not that good. But I will love it. I will love it. Especially if it's like best friends to lovers. Like they're each other's everything. And there have been times where I haven't liked friends to lovers, so that's why I'm not putting it in God tier. Okay. Fake dating. Okay, that one's God tier. That one's God tier. I love fake dating. I love friends with benefits and fake dating. And there was a third one, but I can't think of what it is. But any of them where it's like they're not together, but they're together. Don't psychoanalyze me. Love triangle. Love triangle, honestly, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but also maybe it's not. God tier. I love a love triangle. No, depends on how it's written. I love a love triangle unless it's written bad though. That's the thing. Like, okay, The Summer I Turned Pretty, for instance. I loved it the first two seasons. It was a great love triangle. It you you could you could be you could root for either guy, right? Like most people root for Conrad, but like you could root for either guy. Like they were both viable options. And then in the third season, it's like Jeremiah is not an option anymore. Like you can't root for him. Like he's so stupid. Eh, um so it kind of fell off for me. I'm still enjoying the show, but like the love triangle itself, no. So yeah, it definitely depends on how it's written. Only one bed is God tier. There's nothing to be said about that. If you don't like one bed, no judgment, but why? Brother's best friend. No, because the thing is okay, sorry. The thing about one bed is like you could say it depends on how it's written because sometimes they do one bed and then they don't end up like sleeping in the one bed together or whatever, but it doesn't matter because either way, no matter how it's written, even if they don't end up sleeping in the same bed together, it still eats every single freaking time. Moving on, brother's best friend. God tier. I love this trope. I love this trope. So good. So good. Accidental pregnancy. Meh. I don't want to put it in avoid because I don't think I will actively avoid a book with it in it, but it's also not something that I'm actively seeking out in any way. And it could be written well. but like it couldn't be written amazing. Like I'm not it's there's no instance in which you have that trope in there and then because that trope is in there, I'm going to love it. I might like it, but that's all. That's all we're getting. Sports romance. Okay, this one's interesting. This one's interesting because I hate sports. And I would have thought I would have hated sports romances. But every freaking time that I open up a sports romance, I end up loving it. And I know nothing about sports. I'm not an athlete. Honestly, God tier. I love a sports romance, which is so very strange. So strange. But we're going with it. Enemies to lovers, God tier. Do I need to explain? No. Honestly, I want to say depends on how it's written because a lot of the times it's not an enemies to lovers. But the thing is, if it's not an enemies to lovers, even if people say it's an enemies to lovers and they market it as enemies to lovers, if it's not an enemies to lovers, it's not an enemies to lovers. So if it is an enemies to lovers, then it is really good. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Workplace romance, meh. It's, again, I'm not gonna actively avoid it, but it's not my favorite. It's just not my favorite, you know? Childhood friends to lovers. Childhood friends to lovers. So this is different than friends to lovers. I like it better than friends to lovers. I think. But still not god tier. I'm gonna say I'll love it. Maybe depends on how it's written. But we're gonna say I love it. I love it. Friends to enemies to lovers. So there's a betrayal in there. I wanna say god tier, but I do feel like is it? I'll probably love it, but I don't know if like I'm gonna immediately pick it up because it has that trope in it, if that makes sense. I hate everyone in the world but you. This is such a cliche trope that I feel like everyone's like, oh, it's such a good trope, it's such a good trope. But I'm trying to think of like that alone. Do I really like it? Like, or do I like the other tropes that go along with it, like enemies to lovers? I hate everyone in the world but you. I'm thinking of like a Klaus and Caroline situation, which I do love. I just don't know if it's god tier. I'm gonna say I'll love it. Age gap, avoid. I'm going with the understanding that when it says age gap, it's like a large age gap, not like 2 or 3 years. That I don't care about. But if it's a substantial age gap, I will be avoiding it. I don't care. I don't care if it's an immortal 500-year-old some dude and a 17-year-old girl. That's weird to me. It's weird. It's weird. Why are we normalizing that? If you were over 100 years old when she was born, that's weird to me. I'm sorry. Good boy, bad girl. I'll love it. I'll love it. I don't know if it's god tier, but I don't know. Is it? It's just such a good dynamic. It really is. One of us is famous. Trying to think of an example. I guess depends on how it's written. Again, I'm not gonna avoid it, and I'll probably like it, but it's not one that I'm actively seeking out at all. Forced proximity is god tier. God tier, like right at the top, honestly, because it is easily the best trope to get like addicted to something, to get addicted to the book. That one, those scenes, oh, those scenes are so good. So good. There might be something wrong with me. Don't psychoanalyze me. But it's like, we don't want to spend time with each other. Maybe we hate each other. Maybe we're enemies. Who knows? But now we're forced into a situation where we have to communicate. It's so good. It's genius. It's everything. It's so good. Mafia romance, god tier. I love a mafia romance. Granted, I've only read them on Wattpad. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. But like, by far the best Wattpad phase I have ever been in because those all ate. Like, those were all so good. I should go back to Wattpad for the mafia romances, honestly. Yeah. Bodyguard romance, god tier. This is honestly one of my favorite tropes. It's so good. I'm writing one right now, by the way, just in case you were curious. I am writing a dystopian fantasy novel with a bodyguard romance. There's a love triangle in there too. And finally, our last one, we have right person, wrong time. Again, it's so, there's just so much angst there. There's so much potential. It sucks while reading it, but you know the payoff's gonna be so good. I'm gonna put it in, I'll love it. And there you have it. Those are my rankings of book tropes. Um, Tell me what you thought. Did you agree with these? Would you have put any elsewhere? What is your favorite trope? Comment down below. And make sure to subscribe if you liked this sort of content, if you want to see more videos about books and reading and writing and fandom and all of that. Make sure to check out my channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.